He was the teacher, superintendent of Van Buren Public Schools.
What was his first name?
Jim.
You ain't gotta wear your jacket outside. I said, I don't wear my jacket outside. Put it on when you get inside.
Can't believe you didn't know him.
He said it's hot outside. You know,
You didn't know
I
Jim
think I-
Richendown. Huh?
there ain't no excuse.
Raised in your school system.
They knew Jim.
I was gonna
thought.
say, I think everybody.
I
You
ain't
are
asked for
probably
no
the only
tie.
person that didn't.
I ain't got no tie
I
on today,
know,
but
and I do have that
The
problem.
only one I've
And,
ever
and, and
heard
that's
of.
one of the things I appreciate for you. So you keep me
not wearing no
true to the,
I try.
Don't we come inside? You ain't gotta take it off.
sometimes it's war, but.
You ain't gotta wear it outside.
Yeah, I know. Mhm.
This say, what's this say? Van Buren Township trustee.
You were supposed to have a new clock up there.
Looking good.
Uh-huh.
I like his shirt.
I don't have my phone, so somebody gives me digital time and lets me know when to
Who?
go, I will.
Seen it? 7 years I've been on the board. I ain't never-
9.
Yeah, one. You want me to show
Where do I
it?
do that, before the adoption of the agenda?
Huh?
Moment of silence is usually the beginning.
Right after roll call, or after the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please, thank you.
Giving you a hard time.
I know it. The summertime. It's
59.
fine.
It's gotta be getting close.
Full tails and top hat.
Yes, please do
There
it.
you do.
Please do it.
Exactly. Don't play now. Alligator shoes and everything. I'll probably look on the.
I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to take your picture. 6 o'clock.
Where the gators had a cat and everything.
Meeting is called to order at 6 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to begin with a moment of silence. We've lost two residents that were near and dear to our community. Sharon Richendaler, who's the wife of Jim. She was a teacher, superintendent of schools, and she was big in the community, did a lot. And Bob Mytek, who was the advertising manager for the Belleville Independent, who also was just everywhere you could go. It was happy always, and they'll both be missed very much in the community. Take a few moments for thinking of them. Thank you. Okay, let's begin with a roll call. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Frazier.
Here.
Trustee Martin.
Here.
Trustee Boyden.
Here.
Trustee Kelly.
Here.
Treasurer Bud.
Here.
The clerk is present. Supervisor McNamara. We have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Begin with an executive summary. The consent agenda consists of the board meeting minutes, the budget review meeting minutes for our budget that we'll be working on, prepaid list, the voucher list, which is paying our electric bills and such, the 23 tax rate requests, a resolution for alternative dates for July and December Board of Review, a stormwater maintenance agreement, and agreement and resolution for Kenworth Trucking, a resolution transferring ownership of a parcel to Kasim Ali, a stormwater maintenance agreement, and resolution for Hampton Manor. We do stormwater maintenance agreements all the time here, and so we just moved into this. An agreement with Norfolk Southern Railroad to construct Iron Bell Trail Section J, which is a railroad crossing. They've agreed, and this is to allow that to happen for $50,400, which is reimbursable from our grants. And the reappointment of Aaron Sellers, to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Thank you, Aaron. New business includes discussion on the selection of Wade Trim for engineering design for the Belleville Road Water Main Reconstruction Project. Discussion on the purchase of 2 F-150 trucks for the Water Department. and discussion on the selection of Davenport Brothers Construction for the French Landing Dock renovation. Other reports include financial reports from April through June. We're moving on now to adoption of the agenda. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
Through the chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Supported by Frazier. I have a motion by Treasurer Bud, supported by Trustee Frazier. Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to adoption of the consent agenda, Trustee Boynton.
Yes, sir. Beg pardon?
Make the motion, please.
I move that we adopt and/or approve the following portions of the consent agenda. Board meeting minutes of August 1st, 2023. Budget review meeting minutes of August 14th of 2023. Prepaid list of August 3rd, August 10th, August 17th, August 24th, and August 31st. The voucher lists of August 15th and September 5th, all of 2023. Resolution 2023-19, 2023 tax rate request. Resolution 2023-20, alternate date for the July and December Board of Reviews. Stormwater Maintenance Agreement and Board Resolution 2023-22 with MP Detroit LLC, in parentheses, Kenworth Trucking, at 44660 North Interstate I-94 Service Drive. Resolution 2023-21, transferring ownership of parcel 83-022-99-00010-702 to Mr. Kasim Ali. Stormwater Maintenance Agreement and Board Resolution 2023-23 with Van Buren Investors Landholding LLC, in parentheses, Hampton Manor, at 43345 Tyler Road. Agreement with Norfolk Southern Railroad to construct Iron Bell Trail Section J rail crossing for a reimbursable cost of $50,423 that was approved by the board on November 15th of 2022, and the reappointment of Aaron Sellers to the Board of Zoning Appeals with a term to expire December 1st, 2026.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion by Trustee Boynton, supported by Treasurer Bud. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Public hearing, we have none. We are now into correspondence, announcements, and presentations. Does anybody have any announcements or presentations they want to make? I'm going to add that it has been a kind of a special month. I mean, when you got the MIG going down, floods, 3 tornadoes that we know of. We had an apartment fire again today. We had another a guy with a gun. It was a hostage situation. It's a great place to live, but it just, Mother Nature seems to be coming after us in a law of equal demands. I have to bring it up only because it just seems like it's every day we're getting a new crazy thing happening. It's, hopefully it'll settle down. I don't even know why I brought it up, but I had to. Okay.
Through the chair.
Done.
With you mentioning all the things that happened during the month of August, it reminded me, I attended the critical incident training session that was sponsored by the Van Buren Fire Department with Norfolk Southern. It was truly a great experience, seeing all of the firefighters and EMS workers from Huron Valley. And that included the hazmat teams from various municipalities around, as well as on the federal level. There were hazmat unit from the FBI.
Oh, yeah.
It was truly it was a great event. It was warm, it was sunny. The weather could not have been better. I observed all of the different methods of rescue when they enter into a rail car that's in distress, how they respond to a rail car that's on fire. It was truly great, and even noticing how they communicate. This was the first time I had been involved in what's called a tabletop type measure, where everyone pretty much spoke the same language. And that was one of the things that I remember back when this first came about, was one of the hurdles that they were going to have to get over back when they first got this going. It was really a great event, and I say hats off to Fire Chief Dave McAnally, the fire inspector whose name escapes me right now, but those two guys, they really did a fantastic job.
Yeah, so I,
Fantastic.
oh, go ahead.
Fantastic job. they
Yeah,
did.
so I am gonna finish off the conclusion then of this. Of all the natural disasters we had, we responded really well. Nobody got hurt. Fire, nobody got hurt. MIG went down. Blessing from God, nobody got hurt. We did have a shooting in Belleville the other day. But what people don't seem to know is that we almost caught these guys before they got to Belleville. They pulled off the freeway, they got on Belleville Road in a stolen Jeep, and it dinged right into our dispatch. We immediately put out cars looking for him, and Belleville found him, tracked him out on Huron River Drive to Haggerty, where we picked it up to pull him over, and he took off running. And while we were running with him, the calls started coming in on Belleville's shooting. And then we realized that we were chasing probably the guy that did the shooting. He got away where the police all know there's this community in Inkster of apartments or condos and both that they seem to run to, and Wayne and Ron must know about it. They ditch the car there and they run into the condos, and nobody can find them because it's such a maze of places. Well, they did ditch it, but we were right behind them, and we got the gun, and hopefully we got a car filled with prints. The state police will know that. Everybody that ever does anything bad, it seems, in Van Buren Township lately, they get caught. I mean, for the last year, they're getting caught. I can't think of a single major crime in this area that everybody hasn't been caught. Great detective works, unbelievable training, flock system, video system. We are as technologically advanced as anybody around. But I just really, as bad as things are, we are really doing a good job handling it. I just want people to know that. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have caught up, but it's been one of those days. All right, moving on. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say? No? Public comment. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to make comment on anything that's on the agenda for today? No? All right, moving on to new business. Unfinished business, we have none. New business. Discussion on to consider approval of a selection of Wade Trim to provide professional engineering design service for a new water main. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, we approve Wade Trim for the professional engineering design for the water main in conjunction with Belleville Road reconstruction project in the amount of $98,394.92.
Support.
Okay. Director, who's going to be handling this? Was Kevin Lawrence?
Good evening, Board. I would like you guys to consider approval for Wade Trim to provide professional engineering design water main in conjunction with Belleville Road construction project in the amount of $394.92. This will include preliminary engineering phases, design phases, bid and phase service, and for the anticipated construction fiscal year of 2025. A little more information, this is going to be a water main replacement design on Belleville Road from Tyler to Ecorse Road. It's currently a 12-inch AC main. It's been put in approximately 63 years ago, and it's towards the end of its life. So I would recommend that we approve this. This will come out of the Capital Outlay System Improvement Fund, account 592-536-917-001. I also have in attendance with me Mr. Chris Wall from Wade Trim, if you have any further questions that I can't answer.
Any questions? So we're designing this thing out because of the fact that we're planning on redoing this hopefully the next 2 years.
Fiscal year 2025. And this is
That'll
in
be
our.
done in conjunction with the new road, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So that's the theory here. Okay. All right, and we're still putting money together for the road portion, but this is the water portion, so. All right. Okay, I've got a motion by trustee Frazier. I've got support by trustee Boynton. Hearing no further questions, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Director. Next item is consider the approval of purchasing 2 F-150 trucks for the Water and Sewer Department. Yes, trustee Merton.
I make a motion to approve purchasing 2 F-150 trucks for the Water and Sewer Department fleet in the amount of $95,196.64 from the Water Capital Outlay Vehicle and Equipment account.
Support.
Okay. Director?
Okay, some information on these trucks. These are 2023 F-150 crew cab trucks, XL series, 5.8 engine. It's got a 10-speed transmission. It comes with running boards. The previous trucks that we ordered came without running boards. It has a tow package. It has tailgate steps, bed utility package, and the price is $47,598.32 a piece. For a
Where'd you
total.
get- Where'd you get the price?
Where did I get the price?
Yeah,
Per price.
it was a state bid.
This is, yeah, local
Got it off
state
the
bid from,
price, okay.
yes, Atkinson Ford, yes. Price for those two vehicles are $95,196.64. We have 4 vehicles that are approaching the 15-year mark, and that's the reason why I want guys to consider approving these 2 new trucks.
Questions? I know, we gotta buy trucks. I know we used to complain about this when I first got here. I think it was 56,000 for 2 trucks. And I remember we had a big, long discussion of the cost of trucks and this is the lowest cost. It's the state of Michigan quantity cost. All right, I have a motion by trustee Martin. I have support by trustee Boynton. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Next item is discussion. Sorry? Oh, do you want to call this? Yeah. Clerk, right?
I'd like to make a motion to consider the selection of Davenport Brothers Construction for the French Landing Dock renovation project for a total of $61,900 and associated budget amendment.
Support.
I'm kidding, $616,900.
Support.
Almost got you.
Okay, I got support. Go ahead, Director Renaud.
Thank you. Good evening, Board of Trustees. So on Wednesday, August 30th, bids for the French Landing Park dock renovation project were received and read aloud. We received 2 bids. The bid amount from MK Construction Company was $1,924,111.90. The bid amount from Davenport Brothers Construction was $616,900. The apparent low qualified bid is Davenport Brothers Construction with the base bid amount of, again, $616,900. This project did come in over budget. Originally, we had $525,000 budgeted for it, although some changes were made to the scope and the quality of materials that we had originally based the estimate on late last year. So tonight, we asked the board to consider approval of the selection of Davenport for the project and also the associated budget amendment that will increase Parks capital outlay by $100,000 in order to complete this project. If approved, the project work would start immediately. The dock would be finished up this year with punch list items and a ribbon cutting held in the spring. The current dock is in a state of disrepair and needs several structural safety modifications to it. The proposed dock will be constructed with high-quality lumber that, unlike normal treated lumber, will be treated throughout, so it can hold up to outdoor conditions much better than the womanized lumber that's out there currently. The way that Davenport explained it to me and the project team was that it would hold up for far longer after I retire, which is several decades from now. So I think we should all be good with that. Additionally, the dock will be covered in Trex. Under the railing, there will be a metal panel with woven steel wire, which will be aesthetically pleasing, but also easily maintained. If something happens to one of the metal panels, we can simply take it out and replace it. There will also be 3 large seating areas on the dock, which is something that we don't have right now, that you can see on here. Here's the large main one, and then there's 2 ones right here and here. So that will be furnished with a variety of furniture, allow individuals to relax on the lake. They can set their tackle box on it, meet some friends for a picnic on the water. We're very excited about that. Additionally, the dock will be fully ADA accessible and have 3 points of entrance and exit. As you know, we've been picking away at French Landing Park improvements since 2019 with Davenport Brothers Construction. I'm super proud of the work that we've done so far. We've really transformed that park. Our staff gets constant compliments all the time on it. If approved, this project will take us over the finish line. So Joe Davenport from Davenport Brothers Construction is here tonight if there are any questions for him or myself. Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yeah, Trustee Boyington.
I'm pretty sure you guys have thought about this already, but the metal portions that you're talking about, I'm sure it will have some type of a rust proofing or a coating.
Yeah, they're coated.
Over it. Oh, okay. Okay. That I didn't see. All right. Good.
To the chair.
Frazier.
I appreciate the work that's been done on French Landing Park. I just rode through there a few days ago, and it looks fantastic. It doesn't look like the same park as it did 7 years ago when I first got on this board. So you have done a tremendous job, and I really like it, and I'll probably be spending some time there.
Definitely.
Trustee Frazier.
I concur. You know, it's just good to have a local business that does quality work, you know, get the nod. So I'm glad to have them working on it.
I would agree the park is looking very good. Only thing I would recommend is at the north side of it, the north portion along the corner of the lake, where it's like, if you take those bushes out, where you can see it easier when you're driving
Along the road.
along the road. If you can take those bushes out, it'd be excellent.
Say, what'd you just say? He didn't hear you.
It's in the works. Our crew should have been out there today, if not tomorrow.
And they're gonna have to be constantly out there, but we will
Yeah, we're-
hopefully do what you want, clerk. Yeah, that's a good idea.
The only flaw I saw, I mean, the park looks excellent.
We
I
also
agree
had
with-
our kayak launch, and our kayak vending machine is actually out there now. It's not live yet. It'll be in a few
Oh,
weeks, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll bring back some pictures.
Okay. It
Have
is
to-
cute. We have a little, it's a vending machine, really.
Kayak.
And if I may, if I can just join in on the coattails, I pass by it every day, and I've seen its development every day. It looks very, very good. I'm very proud of the work that you've done. It's excellent,
Team effort.
absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, I believe that motion was made by Clerk Wright and supported by Trustee Boynton. Okay. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Financial reports also inside of here from 23 of April, May, and June. Now we're going to the public. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to make comment? No? Okay. Anybody from the public that wishes to make comment? Anybody? No.
You got one?
Oh, yeah, Cows. That's why I was looking at you. Actually, you have to come up here or else nobody in. No, you come right over here. And it's not required to give your name, but some people do. We live.
My name's Vicki Gregory, and you're one of my neighbors, Mr. Martin. Just had a couple of comments or concerns. Now, I have called the township office, and everyone I spoke with was very friendly, very helpful, very professional, and I appreciate that. I guess I'm just a little fuzzy when it comes to waste management and the tip money and the increase in our taxes. I know it's less than what other counties are paying, but at the same time, I didn't know it was coming. You know, I just by accident found out. And so I would think that if we were getting a tax increase or having an additional payment, that we, the citizens of Van Buren Township, should have been notified. And also, I know there's been a lot of talk about tip money, and that's kind of off my, I don't fully understand it, but from what I'm hearing, some people are saying is why not use that tip money to pay for the waste management so that the taxpayers don't have to pay it. And it's my understanding that there's enough funds that even if they did offset that there would still be some additional tip money that would go for township maintenance or other programs.
Am I allowed to respond?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind? Do you want me to?
No, yeah, you can respond.
Okay, so first of all, we developed a new system called Redevelopment Ready Communities 5-6 years ago.
I'm going to go sit down if that's okay.
Go ahead. Okay. So that basically was a system that was used to make sure that the public knew what was happening. It involved advertisement, it involved surveys going out, it involved things going on social media. We wanted everybody to know what we were doing. One of those things that we were doing was we had a discussion amongst the board at the time about the theory of why you would take on the garbage pickup and why you wouldn't. Biggest reason why Waste Management didn't want it was because there was labor involved, there was gasoline, equipment, things that you really couldn't control the costs of. So you couldn't figure out how high or low they would go. The other reason, though, was because we were looking at the way Van Buren looked at the landfill and the way Canton looked at their landfill. And there were two extremes. Canton took the landfill money and decided they were going to build up their community. They built their park system. They built their administration building. They built their police station. They built out their golf courses. They built out their summit.
Summit, yeah.
The summit. They not only built out the infrastructure to develop their entire two square mile central city, development of condos and houses to make a splash to cause people to come and say, this is our new community, this is what we want you to build up around it. And it was a novel idea, and it worked. Obviously, Canton took off very well. Van Buren took a different approach. They took the money, and instead of investing it into the community that way, they invested it into the community solely to take over for taxes as services. So we were able to keep the taxes low, whereas Canton had a fluctuating public safety millage, and they still do. They have higher taxes than us. We used ours to keep our taxes down low. That's still true. It was the lowest taxes almost around. There's almost nobody lower than us. I think we're second or third out of 50 communities around us, lowest. So, but what this board had talked about when this deal went down was, do we want to continue doing that, taking all the money to keep taxes low? And the idea was, no, we're going to take half for taxes, and we're going to take the other half for trying to build the community up and pay off Vistion. bond, which we finally have settled that bond out, although we've still got $15 million of Van Buren money that's gonna go into that. So we took the other half, though, and to build it out. That's how you see all these other capital structures going on. If you're asking if the money's still there, it is and it isn't. It's being built into that community center. And we are not quite sure how much that community center is going to cost to run. But there may not be enough money without drastic cuts to take on garbage. We were the only community in Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois that got free garbage pickup. We were the last one. We've tried to keep the numbers down. We're one of the cheapest ones now. Sumter's cheaper than us, but they don't get recycling and they don't get yard waste. But at any rate, we did tell everybody about this over and over and over. And I'm sorry that you didn't get the word. I'm sorry, yeah. Does anybody else want to comment on that?
Well, I guess I can come in a little bit. They also, something the trustee just mentioned to me also, Sumter don't have landfill passes either. We also offer landfill passes. But the supervisor is right. I think that the township took on the opportunity to use I hate the idea of you saying tips. It's not tips, it's actually revenue. Like any other revenue. We decided to take the revenue from the landfill and supplement higher taxes, in a nutshell. Our tax base hasn't increased. I've been living in the community I'm celebrating my 36th anniversary today. My son was 1 year old when I moved to Van Buren, so 35 years of free garbage pickup and disposal. Supervisor's correct, it haven't happened anywhere else. The supervisor, J. Coat, he negotiated one heck of a deal when he got free landfill and free garbage disposal and compost pickup. But you got to understand the footprint of the township at that time. It was very small rooftops when it comes to the quantity. We have grown leaps and bounds, and I understand exactly why Waste Management couldn't afford to continue to do free trash pickup. We did negotiate one great deal with them in regards to the cost of it. As you know, everyone sitting up here is township residents. So we are gonna make sure that we negotiate the best deal possible because we really didn't want to pay for the garbage disposal. We like the free pickup also. But I think it's beneficial to go this route because we don't want to have to raise taxes. And if we decide to negate charging for trash pickup, we're gonna have to either increase a millage somewhere else or introduce a millage on the other hand to cover some of the cost that it's gonna cost to do it. If it wasn't for the landfill, we couldn't even cover the basic offices of the township, which is the supervisor's office, the clerk's office, and the treasurer. That $1 million that we collect in taxes that we collect for the operation of the township, it wouldn't be enough to even cover those 3 offices. And you see all the directors that we have here and all the work that we're talking about. We just mentioned all the great work all the directors have done and all the parks and the water and sewer department and recreations and everything that we are doing for the township and trying to make this a better place to live. There's no way we could do that without the revenues from the landfill. And we take those and use them in some other way. We would have to get reimbursed for those in some other form. And it would have to be some type of tax increase, which we don't want to do.
Go ahead. I'll repeat your question. So the question, because nobody can hear what you're saying from back there. So the question was that you don't feel you were notified. And I'm sorry, but we have a system here that is probably the most transparent system. And I'm saying that in front of the newspaper, and I'm going to say it out loud. I don't know if there's anybody that's more transparent than we are. We go to social media. We literally put stuff up in restaurants and tell them to go to websites where to go. We send stuff out to people in mail. We put them in our magazines. We run advertisements in the newspapers, and we do that even for our most embarrassing moments, which I'll add this landfill payment as one of them. There was discussion not to do any of that, and we absolutely said no. We're going to put it out there that it's changing over, and this is what's going to happen, and we're going to talk about all the things that have got to happen. We didn't do it quietly, and that's probably why you found out about it, because we were not quiet about it. You probably wouldn't have found out about it until it came in on the bill, but you heard about all the discussions we were probably having with Mace Management, and brought it up as a part of the thing, and some of the people that didn't know brought it up. That's when it became a question again. But it's one we had 5 years ago. Oh. Okay. Any other? Did you want to speak? No. Did you? No. You. No. Okay. All right. All right. Any other questions? No. All right. Anybody from the board have any comments? Nope. I guess it's ready for adjournment. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
I got a motion, I got support. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Yeah, we did. We put it. I'll come down.
I'll meet you in my car.
For our recreation always does a tree for the festival trees, whatever
Right,
we call it, for
yeah.
the museum. So I'm doing a nature tree and I'm making mushrooms.
Oh, aren't those adorable?
Cute. They
Yeah,
look pretty good.
yeah.
So I come in with my weird little box, be like, hey, you want to see my little tiny mushrooms?
Those are
Really?
adorable.
If you're not
What are
getting-
you making them out of, clay? Or
Your grandkids have probably used this before. It's called, I think, Model Magic. It's like a
oh,
foamy.
yeah,
clay.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're so yeah, I'm this weird person.
Very good.
Okay, I'll meet you out there. Take care.
Okay. Cute as can be, aren't they?